wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio, and FS1. It is Greg Cosell an hour from now. NFL Meat Sandwich. You bet football. You play fantasy football. You just want to get smarter at football. Also today, the return, we do it on an annual basis, of the quarterback face bracket. Now, it was a disaster the first year I tried it, which is I take the NFL playoff bracket and I choose only who I perceive to be the better quarterback. Right now, today, this morning. I just pick quarterbacks. That's it. I pick the game based on the quarterback who today is hot, who's playing great, who's better. And the first year, it was an abject disaster. Last year is pretty good. So I had the courage to go into the face of the criticism, the wind, after my first year disaster. So we bring it back, the quarterback face bracket, and it's just I just take the best quarterback in the moment.
It's a solid strategy.
Coach, defense, skill, none of it matters.
How was your birthday? How was the banana cream pie?
I had 2 giant pieces. It was great. I feel fantastic. I got a lot of potassium in me right now.
Calories don't count on your birthday.
They don't. That's a new rule on the show.
Yeah.
Calories do not count. Here's what's going to count. What happens to Lamar Jackson this weekend? I just love this. Oh, my God. The pressure. Lamar Jackson's got all the pressure this weekend. Let's see. Oh, he's won 81% of his games as a pro and has reached 30 victories faster than any quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, if he loses this weekend, I'm sure Baltimore will bail on him. It suddenly means he has no talent. It means he can never win a playoff game. Folks, Lamar Jackson's the only young quarterback we demand playoff excellence. Baker Mayfield, a number 1 pick. Lamar got drafted end of the first, almost second round. Baker Mayfield, first pick, but in the league longer. Nobody says he has to win this weekend. I mean, people are already making excuses for him. He's missing a backup wide receiver and a guard. I mean, Josh Allen, drafted much higher than Lamar Jackson, who was awful. Like Shaq and a fool awful. Like goofy play awful in his first playoff game last year. No, nobody's saying he has to win this weekend or, I don't know what you can do with him. Kyler Murray finished the year 8-8. By the way, they started 5-2. Kyler Murray wasn't very good at the end of the year. He had a bad last 2 or 3 games. There's no pressure on Kyler Murray. In the last 3 years, 12 quarterbacks have been drafted in the first round. None have won a playoff game. Sort of hard to do that and stuff, but all the pressure's on Lamar Jackson. Why? It's his 24th birthday today. Happy birthday, Lamar Jackson. He's the youngest quarterback in the playoffs. Every other quarterback in the NFL that's younger than Lamar Jackson, and there's 10 of them, they're not in the playoffs. They're not good enough to get in the playoffs. Folks, NBA stars, entire careers are about flaming out in the playoffs. Westbrook and James Harden. You still worship them. The kid's 0-2. Peyton Manning, top 5 quarterback ever, started his career 0-3 in the playoffs, including a 41-0 drubbing at the hand of the Jets. Bill Parcells had a couple playoff games in Dallas. 0-2. New England, 4-500. It's hard to win. He's a kid. Now, let's talk about, because you know I've been defending Lamar Jackson all year. When the rest of you bailed on this stock, I doubled down on this stock. I said, I'll take the stock you don't want, Lamar. Let me give you 5 people who there's real pressure on in the playoffs. Let's start with Bruce Arians. Okay, Tom Brady, 21 years, never had to go into the playoffs as a wild card. Don't screw it up, Bruce. Your favorite.
There was a decline, and the defense speaks to the level of consistency that which they played at such a very long time. If you look at the defensive rank in 2019, Skip, they were number 1 in scoring, and they've been ranked number 1 since 2000. If you look at overall defense for basically 2 decades, and you look at last year, they were 7th in scoring. They were 7th in this year in scoring, which isn't bad. They were first last year. While they were 27th in offense this year, they were 7th in last year. And I think the thing is, last year, the defense took the ball away a lot more last year than what they did this year, Skip. The opt-outs, Chung, Hightower, which were starters. Stephon Gilmore missed 5 games, who's their best defensive player, who was the reigning defensive player of the year, Skip. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. But Coach Belichick has a legacy like Jordan. Jordan went to Washington, and nobody thinks any less of Michael Jordan because of what he had accomplished in his earlier career. He got those 6 titles. It was almost like he didn't. So for me, I don't know what Coach Belichick could do.
So do you think Bill's in his Washington phase now?
No. I'm just saying. Now, look, a lot of people going to say, see, I told you. Some people ding him because of Spygate. Some people ding him because of Deflategate. Some people say, well, all the cheating, Skip, he ain't going to be in my top 5 because of all the cheating that goes along with him. But for me, I don't believe this harms his legacy because he's, like you said, Skip, Brady is 6 for 9. His head coach is also 6 for 9. And so I don't think this harms his legacy. We're going to see they have, $58 million in cap space next year. We're going to see they need a quarterback. They need some pieces.
Yep.
We're going to see if he's the architect that everybody believes that he is, or was he just being carried. Don't be Mike McCarthy. Because what we're seeing by Mike McCarthy, and I believe he's 50, 100 trillion times better than Mike McCarthy. But people are starting to see Mike McCarthy's success was tied to 2 quarterbacks.
Yep.
Coach Belichick does not want his legacy, doesn't want his success tied entirely to Tom Brady. So we're going to see. I'm gonna give him next year and maybe the year after to see if he can make the playoffs.
Okay.
But it's not going to be easy because Buffalo is here to stay and Miami seems to be on the up.
They seem to be. I believe that the 2020 season has begun to harm Belichick's legacy because I think you began to see him get exposed, not only as